y'all believe her now? What it's gonna take? She was lying about Trey Songz, but she was vindicated because now we know he's been accused by a woman for being SA by Trey Songz back in 2016. Keke Palmer accuses ex Darius Jackson of domestic violence and files for a restraining order in custody of her son, Leo.
The details are pretty upsetting, so trigger warning. Keke alleges he lunged for her neck, striked her, threw her over the couch, and stole her phone when she threatened to call for help. She says she's been body slammed into stairs, been hit and insulted in front of her son, and had her property destroyed and thrown into the streets. She claims Darius even threatened to unalive himself with a gun if she left him, and that she's been dealing with this for a period of 2 years. The whole ordeal became a family affair when Darius's brother and Keke's mom got in the mix. In a now deleted tweet, the Insecure star called Keke disgusting, vile, and abusive. Keke's mom wasn't having any of it and had this to say.
So it turns out that Keke Palmer eventually was not hallucinating or just spewing anything when she did allege that Darius Jackson has apparently gone physical with her. She has apparently dropped some, disturbing visuals, and guys, it's getting very nasty. And some fans also have reacted to this interesting, development from the couple. We'll find out exactly what Keke has dropped. We've brought you earlier report about that, so let's just continue with the latest. During today's episode, let's get started. Now, guys, you all do know that for now, Keke Palmer is portraying Darius Jackson to be an abusive man. Guess what? Previously, she did say that Darius had gone physical at her, but it turns out that there was no substantive evidence about it. But in the latest, reports and of course the visuals that she herself has posted, guys, it's looking very disturbing. Like what you see on your screens there. So Keke and Darius Jackson really went physical. Like he literally assaulted, Keke Palmer. So these are the visuals you see on your screens over there. Now, bear in mind also that when rumors about Darius Jackson going physical at Keke Palmer popped up, her brother, Darius Jackson's brother, who happens to be Cyrano's Jackson, came saying that there is no way his brother, who happens to be, Darius Jackson, has ever laid fingers at, Keke Palmer. Now, in a post, this is what, Cyrano's Jackson did say on, his Instagram page after Keke Palmer had said that, Darius has been, become very abusive towards her. So this is what he posted, and it got people also upset. Now he says, the most disgusting, vile, abusive, manipulative person I have ever encountered in my entire life abuses almost everyone. Y'all will see, just send positive energy to the babies. Any child in the middle of something like this does not deserve it at all. Wow, so damn sad. Now this was what, Darius Jackson's older brother, Cyrano's Jackson posted. Now, this also got Keke Palmer's mother very upset, Sharon. Now, she came doing a live video, saying that this is such a shame. Such a shame, because she personally, went to Cyrano's Jackson, complained about the state of their relationship. Her daughter, Keke Palmer's relationship with, his brother Darius Jackson, and he normalized the conversation. Now, guys, let's check how Sharon Palmer also reacted after Cyrano's Jackson apparently posted this on his Insta story. Yes. Now, after that, Cyrano's Jackson once again came back and said said that what Keke Palmer's mother is saying is absolutely absurd. Now, guys, let's put this the reactions on your screens and see. He said, quote me, "I never once said that to Sharon. Not once in my life. I have never been abusive to any woman, any woman of the women I ever, have been involved with. I am going to keep on with the circus. But Sharon, the world is about to hear your voice very soon, and the threat you made to my family, be well, everyone. I know it's easy to get caught up in this, but make sure no mistake. That's all of this is very sad." Now, this was what Cyrano's Jackson once again came out after Keke Palmer's mother had come out saying that, she also was prompted about the abusive nature in the marriage between her daughter and Darius Jackson. However, when she approached Darius Jackson's brother, unfortunately, he turned out I should say the conversation made it normalized, and so for her, her daughter is not lying, and as you see the visuals over there, this is a disturbing visuals, honestly. And as a social activist, as Keke Palmer is, the rant on social media has been that why, has she consistently stayed in the marriage? I mean, guys, guess what? The red flag, this couple brought out, which of course signal, got people's attention, was the fact that at Asher Raymond's, concert, which of course did see her being serenaded by Asher Raymond, and the back and forth between Keke Palmer and Darius Jackson on Twitter, especially, that was a red flag, in these two's relationship. And it turns out to be that they had, some heated argument before, prior to this Asher Raymond concert, which of course saw a lot of razzmatazz about the back and forth between these two people. And so it was not so much of a surprise that there could be a time where these couple will officially will hit the rocks with their marriage. And so for some fans, this has become something they have already predicted. However, they're not really sure how Keke Palmer was able to keep this in silence, because this lady is always advocating for women's right, talking about how women should empower themselves and not really stay in abusive marriage. An example is just the recent banter between Christian Rock and Blueface's issue, which of course she waded into the conversation saying that Blueface is a no man. Like basically he's he took a swipe. She basically took a swipe at Blueface, and further encouraged Christian to be very I should say assertive in the marriage, very determined and bold. Still defend the kids in the relationship, not really pay attention to what Blueface has been doing. So it has become a conversation. But let's just expound the conversation. We're not condoning abusive marriages, but I mean it's only important to also ask the relevant question: why she was still inside the marriage? Was she really gathering evidences enough? So of course, like as she's doing right now, making awareness, because if indeed she was living in an abusive marriage, as she's putting out there, why now and why not then? Why did she keep it very low, on the low? Not even because basically her parents were also aware about the situation, the abusive nature. And like she said, her mom was aware, prompted Darius Jackson's, older brother, but they eventually turned out, the conversation. So knowing Keke Palmer very well and how very advocative, very vociferous also that is. I mean, many fans are also upset and really cannot understand how this lady was able to stay in this particular marriage for some time. Now, let's just go into the legalities, of this, divorce. Now, Keke Palmer is not just divorcing or wanting, a dissolve of their marriage. Now she again is going in for a cease and desist warrant. So Darius Jackson is no longer going to have custody for now. I'm hearing that it's just for a temporal season, not like a permanent until the final decision of the court is brought out. But for now, Keke Palmer is not going to allow Darius Jackson to come closer to their, I think, 8-month-old Lildis. So he's not going to have custody of this child again. It's very sad. Like, guys, no man, should ever, let's just advocate for this. No man should dare lay a finger on a lady, regardless how, the lady is maltreating you, the guy inside the relationship. I think this is something we should sound to every guy out there. So regardless how Keke Palmer, because we all do know that she's very loud. Yes, she talks about everything. And the disturbing visuals, she has released is very, very shameful. How, I just don't want to narrate, or make a picture skew how the beating, I should say, or the visual really is, but it's very disturbing. No man apparently should lay a finger on Keke, not just Keke Palmer, no, any lady in the relationship. And of course, guys, ladies out there, if you're living in an abusive marriage, just ask Keke Palmer, because we have tens and thousands of people living in such abusive marriages, and they're quiet because, well, they feel that if they do leave their marriage, what are people or society going to say about them? Well, Keke Palmer, I'm sure, was weighing the pros and cons of this conversation, and now she's like, we all have had enough already. Now I have to talk about it, because if I've been able to advocate so much, in people who were living in such abusive nature, why can't I also do that? So I think that's the reason why she deems fit right now, thinking that, well, it's very necessary that she posts it out there. But for me, for instance, I'm very disappointed in her for staying in this marriage for a very long time. we saw red flags anyway, but she made it look as though all is well in her marriage. I mean, the shocking one I did see was her recent interview. I think the People, magazine interviewed her, and she was asked what really is the state of her marriage. She said, "Yo, mind your business." And so, personally, for me, I was thinking that everything was okay, for her, because of course they had heated arguments back and forth on Instagram, Twitter, and people had assumed that the couple had, officially called it quits in their marriage. But she, during that interview made it look as though everything was perfect inside the marriage. So, well, I also assume that everything. But let's keep the conversation going, and let us also know what you think about this. Interesting, rather sad development. So, Keke Palmer over there, disturbing visual as well. Viewer discretion is advised. You may also, be advised in this video. But let's just not normalize abusive marriages. Let's not, shallow this conversation. Let's extend it. Darius would have to be punished if indeed he's found comparable. This has been the latest Open Axe News. Thanks for watching.